Listen, I don't bow to anyone. This is both because I lack respect for even people in positions of clear authority, and because I remain unconvinced that I am not myself a god. And I don't bow to objects either. In fact, if you're an object, don't ever cross me. But know this! I do make exceptions, and this is one of them. This is one of the most enduring, timeless, and well-designed games ever made. It's been released for just about every electronic device with a screen on it over the years. But this is its apex. This is the greatest version of one of the greatest games in history. This is Tetris for the original Game Boy. Bow, you disrespectful vermin, or else. I know some people take issue with declarative statements like that, so just for them, I'll go ahead and repeat it. This is the best version of Tetris ever manufactured, and although you should, you don't have to take it from me. This version has sold more than 35 million copies to date. That's more than the entire population of Canada. Go ask one of them. Or you could just ask the legendary Russian designer to whom Tetris is electronic mindfruit. Alexei Pajitnov himself has said this version of Tetris is his favorite because of how closely it resembles his original design. So, why break what not need fix? Tetris is a falling block puzzle game, the original falling block puzzle game. Blocks fittingly dubbed tetrominos for their four-piece composition fall from the heavens. You rotate and you move them horizontally while they drop in order to make them fit into the stacks below. The objective being to complete solid lines and make them vanish. For a lot of reasons, this really is the definitive version of Tetris, and as much as it has to do with the game itself, come on, you know what Tetris is all about. Everyone knows Tetris, and what makes the game so special is that everyone loves Tetris. This game is almost perfect in concept and design, and the greatest testament to that is that it's still, to this day, routinely re-released on just about every new gaming platform. Tetris is as good today as it was in 1989. And besides, I've already reviewed the NES version of Tetris, so instead of talking about the design of the game, let's talk about its impact, because that's one of the biggest reasons this version of the game has basically become synonymous with the term Tetris. I mean, think about it. In the late 80s, people didn't say they were playing video games, they just said they were playing Nintendo. It was a synonymous term for its entire industry, and in a similar kind of way, if you were playing Tetris, you were probably playing this. The story behind Tetris is a fascinating tale of lies, deceit, and Cold War politics, but in the condensed version, Nintendo was able to negotiate with the Russian government to get publishing rights to both console and, more importantly, handheld versions of Tetris. This both dealt a crushing blow to their rival Atari, as well as provide a killer app for the company's new project, the original Game Boy. That system changed the entire industry, but in truth, that system wouldn't have changed anything without Tetris. It was this pack-in game that made the Game Boy the historical success that it was, and to this day, this is the definitive version of what is arguably the definitive Game Boy game. It doesn't have the modes or features more contemporary versions have, but for single-player, reflex testing, brow moistening, old-school gaming perfection, it doesn't get much better than this. Huge thanks to Undertowed FGV112 for sending us one of the all-time greats. I mean, just listen to that soundtrack. From Russia with fun, it's the one and only Tetris.